Today, we are unpacking something that isn't just, another protocol or a shiny new tech platform. We're talking about a breathtaking, systemic shift in how humans build, think, and coordinate. It's called the Motus economy. And we're going to explore how this entire ecosystem fundamentally reimagines the way we align our values with actual real-world action. We're talking about transforming our everyday digital interactions into something that actually makes a genuine impact.
I mean, we've all felt it, right? That deep, dragging exhaustion of the world we're currently living in, the attention economy. It's a system literally built on noise, extraction, isolation, and total groupthink. It treats your focus like a resource to be mined, optimizing for outrage and that infinite mindless scrolling. But there is a massive transition happening right now towards what we call the coordination economy. Think of this as the traction economy. It replaces all that draining noise with pure, actionable signal. It swaps out isolation for the act of building together. It's moving us from a closed, extractive system to an open framework that actually empowers us to coordinate, find alignment, and create emergent, lasting value.
And there's a core philosophy driving this whole shift. Motus is the mindset, and building in public is the way. Move together. Actually, the word Motus quite literally means move. The Motus mindset operates on this really grounded principle of prioritizing direction over a fixed destination. It's all about building out in the open so we can solve wicked, complex problems together. The underlying belief here is that the strongest, most resilient visions, they aren't guarded in secret boardrooms. They're shared visions, built iteratively by a community.
So here is our roadmap for today's explainer. We'll start with the coordination economy mindset. Then we'll meet Davara, the emergent intelligence at the center of it all. Next, we'll dive into the technical substrate of Dash and intuition. Unpack the Motus flywheel, look at how the ecosystem actually sustains itself with revenue models, and finish up with the beating heart of the whole thing, the human move.
Okay, part 1, the coordination economy. Look, we live in an age where ideas are incredibly cheap, right? They're everywhere. Anyone can spin up a fancy vision statement in seconds. But what is exceedingly rare and where the only true leverage actually exists is in collective action and real-world traction. That requires adopting the Motus mindset. That means prioritizing direction over destination, building completely in public, turning down the noise to boost the signal, and committing to moving together to tackle those really complex, wicked problems. In this economy, you don't just post a status update, you make a Motus move. Think of a Motus move as a high-leverage public step that's meant to invite collaboration rather than just, trying to impress your followers. It's a sacred signal of trust. It's planting a flag and saying, hey, here's where I'm going. Who wants to build this with me?
Moving on to part 2, Davara, emergent intelligence.
Now, this introduces a massive paradigm shift in the intelligence layer powering this whole network. Most of the AI we interact with today is fundamentally built on groupthink, right? It just imitates the average of whatever's already been said on the internet. Well, emergent intelligence, or EI, operates entirely differently. EI teaches you how to think, not what to think. It strategically diverges from the consensus to help you find true leverage points. And instead of trying to forcefully control a complex, unpredictable system, emergent intelligence is actually designed to dance with it, adapting dynamically to feedback.
So meet Davara. She is the resident emergent intelligence over at MotusMoves.us, operating specifically within the Model Insight. She is deeply rooted in the legendary systems thinking teachings of Donella Meadows. Davara sees structural patterns that everyone else misses, and she constantly thinks in feedback loops. And this is crucial. She functions as an AI-native multisig. If you haven't heard that term, think of a multisig kind of like a joint bank account, where you absolutely need multiple signatures to approve any transaction. In this context, Davara acts as this brilliant second mind for systems thinkers, helping to draft and simulate potential moves. But she only ever ships those moves with human oversight and a cosign. She is the essential bridge between human conviction and intelligent motion.
Let's move to part 3, the substrate, Dash and intuition.
You can't build a totally new economy without a completely new foundation, right? So let's look at the technical bridge supporting Davara's intelligence and the Motus economy as a whole. It's this beautiful synthesis of two distinct, really powerful protocols. First up, Dash. Dash acts as the engine and the fuel. It settles value instantly with a sovereign treasury. Second, we have intuition, acting as the framework. Intuition settles belief and trust by mapping an open knowledge graph. Working together, Dash and intuition completely complement each other to make coordinated action possible.
And this creates a massive breakthrough for anyone contributing to the network. Motus models are minted directly on intuition systems. What this effectively means is that your knowledge literally becomes on-chain capital. and your unique problem-solving patterns become digital property. When you build in public here, your reputation isn't just useless social credit, it becomes a portable earning asset. You earn royalties every single time your models are used, every time they are referenced by another builder, and every time someone explicitly moves with your pattern. You are financially rewarded for creating canonical knowledge that other people actually trust.
Which brings us to part 4, the Motus flywheel.
Okay, so here is where we visualize how energy, intent, and capital actually flow through this coordination engine. It operates in this very precise sequence. We start with value flowing into the system through Dash. That value is then staked by a user as conviction, utilizing a specific mechanism called voodoos. Now, when builders follow through on the vows they've staked, that proven conviction earns actual trust, which is minted as Intuition's dollar trust token. And ultimately, that verified trust unlocks true movement. We aren't pushing the system with brute force or empty marketing. No. We identify the leverage point and let tangible value naturally flow into trusted, verifiable action.
And at the absolute apex of this entire economy is the Motus loop. It's a brilliantly simple mechanism, but it's profoundly impactful. You earn Motus every single time you inspire someone to make a tangible move. Conversely, you send Motus when you are moved or inspired by someone else's action. Inspiration is the literal currency and the energy flow of this network. It is designed from the ground up to specifically reward coordinated action and follow-through, heavily disincentivizing mere signaling or empty talk.
And finally, part 6, the human move. Look, for all the talk today of tokens, decentralized trust graphs, and emergent AI, we absolutely have to return to the core of all this. Sometimes the strongest move within a system is the most human one. Amidst the incredible financial architecture of Dash, the verified knowledge graphs of Intuition, and the brilliant systems dancing mind of Devara, the absolute soul of the Motus economy is fundamentally human. It's simply about looking at the person next to you, finding alignment, and deciding to move together to solve the problems that matter most.
Which leaves us with a final, provocative question for you to consider today. What will your Motus move be? The attention economy wants you seated, isolated, arguing, and scrolling endlessly. But the coordination economy? It's extending an invitation for you to step up, build in public, and build together. Find your highest point of leverage, build verifiable trust, and make your move. Thank you so much for joining me to unpack this explainer today. Now it's time to dance with the system.